Right, so we are back with another episode of Unfiltered. I'm Raven.
I'm Amirah.
I have a special guest with us today, as you can see. We're starting a little series where we introduce you all to the DJs at Gen 10. So you may or may not know that in addition to this podcast, there is music involved. So we have these guys, DJing live for you all, by the way, every Sunday. And we thought it would be nice to start bringing them on, then see what they look like now, see who's playing the music for you all, if you do already know. So we have Trillfxce with us today, right?
Hello.
We're gonna let him do most of the talking. So, first question I have for you, sir. How did you come up with that name?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
Yes.
I guess so I think a bit of that should start with my story, I guess. So before COVID, I would have been playing in a lot of different live bands and stuff like that. Primarily rock and death metal. Also been writing and releasing rock and death metal music. And then COVID came and there were no live shows and that kind of stuff. So I had to kind of pivot. And just around that time I started listening to hip hop and mainstream stuff 21 Savage and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, the real ghetto.
That's a jump.
Kind of
Ghetto rap, wow.
So, but I think I was always attracted to bass and distortion, low, heavy beats, and I think that was just part of the journey. And the first name I came up with was actually Hedgehog, because my hair was in a mess and it used to kind of look like a hedgehog, just
Okay.
all out there. So yeah, but after a while that name wasn't it didn't feel authentic, it didn't feel true to me. So I guess I started looking for other things, and my love for hip hop and that kind of hip hop only lasted a few months. So because being a musician and kind of looking for technicality and changes, and to me a lot of pop beats and stuff are just monotonous, especially these days that it lacks that kind of intricate creativity,
Right.
that older music would have had, or other genres for that matter. So I just started putting two different words together, because usually that's what we do with a band, or if I was gonna name a band or something,
Right.
put two words together and that kind of stuff. So I kind of use that same philosophy, and I guess Trillfxce came together somehow after a little while, and it stuck. Yeah. I mean, at the time when I decided to go as Trillfxce, I started producing feature bass and dubstep,
Okay.
and I have 2 releases. Yeah. But after that, I don't know, that name just felt true to me.
You. Yeah.
And yeah, that felt like me. And soon enough, going to parties and things, everyone was Trill. So I guess it would feel weird to just change it. So,
Yeah. I get you. You build a reputation on a name. So
I kind of
to speak.
think.
Yeah.
I built my name brick by brick.
So you mentioned producing, right? So I guess, from knowing you, but they don't know, you are, besides a DJ, you produce music as well.
Well, I actually don't consider myself a DJ.
Okay. What's your reason for that?
I don't know. As a musician, it's just insulting.
Right. So you prefer that too? Or just
Yeah.
musician?
I prefer musicians. I think I would cover
Yeah, all the
everything that I do.
aspects.
And producer is fine as well, but musician is, because I am a vocalist and guitarist first.
Okay.
So singer-songwriter.
Right.
Yeah. And
Jack of all trades.
I think,
Yeah.
not really. I try to master a few.
Right.
Yeah. I try to jack of all trades kind of come from just being poor and broke and not being able to afford a new laptop or go to a studio. I remember the first time I called a studio and asked like how much to record us, so it was like $2,500, and I was like 16 or 17.
Right.
Like that was like millions of dollars to me.
Yeah.
So I think I always had this kind of go-getter kind of attitude,
Right.
because I kind of grew up in a kind of stable yet unstable home. You know what I mean? And I just kind of had to figure things out. So I thought, you know, I have time on my hands, why not learn as I go along and do things. I actually started using music production software like around 14. I was introduced to FL Studio by my cousin, our older cousin actually. He went on to produce music for Marshall one time.
Oh.
Stuff like that. So like after that, I think I just fell in love with just making my feelings something audible.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't matter if people didn't understand.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like sometimes it's like the universe just want to say something. And it doesn't matter if people understand or if I understand, but it has to come out. So yeah.
I love that. I think as writers, Amirah and I could relate to that, like having this feeling or something that needs to be expressed, but we would do it through just writing mostly as our medium.
It's like art in general, is everybody has their own outlet for it, and like we may not understand everybody else, but like just having that outlet to put it through and seeing the outcome of that after is beautiful. Yeah.
So I know you mentioned your cousin introducing you to the software and stuff, but what was it about music? Like, can you remember the first time you felt like that was what you wanted to do?
Most definitely. I was going home from primary school that day, and like, so I grew up in this real strict religious Christian home, so couldn't listen to anything besides gospel music and sing hymns.
Literally.
I'm like, I can take that, because like something about, like, to me, if God is all this life and all this praise and like you're so happy, then why all this music dead? And I couldn't understand it, you know. And one day going home from work, I think I heard it was a song from Green Day. I think it was Basket Case, and I've never heard a guitar being played that way before. I remember for the first time hearing distortion, basically. And I think that in itself fascinated. Like, I just wanted to make that sound. I needed to replicate that sound.
Yeah.
And I think that was the spark. I mean, it's funny enough too, like I used to duck choir practice and stuff like that. And I didn't like that stuff at all. High school, primary school. Like I was a choir girls, that kind of that kind of thing, you know. And like before that, I used to draw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can draw very well, actually. Yeah. And I used to write a lot, but I would write like poems, and then the poems turned into lyrics. And I had books and books of lyrics, but I would kind of like just rip off like my favorite artists and write my own words with the same melody or that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I think I kind of built on that, and then I used to find it too corny when I find like sound like somebody else, so I just kept building on that and trying to make something different. I mean, I don't think people tell me how I sound, but I myself can't say what defines that sound.
Because that was
my
next question.
Yeah, like, but I definitely hear it. How would I describe my sound? I would say moody and just heavy, just bass. Like everything about me and everything that I like is distortion and bass. And like in music production and that kind of stuff is like there are so many different levels of distortion, like saturation and stuff like that. And those are the things that make the music you love the most just pop. And it's literally distortion. It's like something that's not supposed to be done.
Right.
And it was done, and then it became a staple of the industry now. And yeah, I think distortion and bass is it for me.
Your sound.
Okay. So The next question I have for you. Did you have a lot of support on your music journey? So like growing up, getting into music, especially growing up in a strict Christian household, I could imagine
what rock especially.
Exactly. So like how was that for you?
Hell, I mean, like to me, from a very young age, I understood that if you made choices, you had to deal with what comes after it. And I realized that if this is what I like, this is how my parents are going to react. So I kind of built a kind of shell around it. In a sense, I never let it stop me. Like I would go and play my shows and take my licks. And that's cool because I enjoy myself and people enjoy the music that I played. And like, the first time my parents actually found out that I was actually in a band was in the United Nations Summit. I think that was in 2012 when Obama came to Trinidad. And I actually performed my own original music.
Enough. Yeah.
And like, my aunt called my mom and she was like, well, my middle name is Jonathan because it's CJ, so DJ is Jonathan. So she was like, see Jonathan on TV. I'm like, no, he wants to change. No. And I think somehow or the other they saw me on TV, and like my father was just proud on the silence and just like mom was she couldn't say that because like that was just an embarrassment to her in the church and everything, and it was on Sabbath, the Sabbath day. So but I've never really had a lot of support until I guess people started taking in my art, taking in my music, and I realized like that was the way to carve my own way forward. Like I was always the awkward kid and never knew what to say, right? Because I was so sheltered. Like I would always say the weird shit, and like people would just know want to lie with me and thing, and I would not look the way I want. And I had so many different issues with things about myself. And I think music is one of those things that just gave me a direction and like what I look like today and everything about me today is something that I saw since I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I just push in that direction.
So you mentioned rock, right? Heavy metal. So what?
Not heavy metal, death metal.
Death metal. Sorry, my bad.
Get it right, sweetie.
Listen, in my head, the distinction between rock, I just call everything rock. So my bad, death metal.
Subgenres, right?
Okay, so in a nutshell, rock is like the nice music, like you hear on the radio and stuff like that. Heavy metal is, I guess, the image that everybody has of rock.
Yeah.
And that's the hair bands and there's death metal. And like I also like exploring themes of death metal and stuff. Like death metal lyrical themes usually discuss things like cognizance and your mind and like different frameworks of thought, different schools of thought, different ideologies, things about politics or international law and issues that we have with society that people wouldn't talk about regularly. And I guess too, a lot of the bands would portray it in a sort of horror sense, and I think that has a lot to do with the image of it. But some of the most loving people, soft loving people, are death metal people.
Yeah.
Is that depth? Yeah.
Well, what was your question gonna be?
Yeah, so before you so rudely cut me off. Yeah, so I was gonna ask so you're a musician, right? So what came first? Did you start with death metal first? Did you start with recording music first? Like what was first?
Okay, so I guess first I was just interested in sound. I guess my dad got me a Walkman. And I was probably like 5 or 6. one of these Sony Walkmans, the disc ones.
I know of it.
Yeah.
Before my time.
And yeah, that was so amazing. I had one CD and like that was everything. And I don't even remember what the CD was. I remember that was one CD and I had it on till it didn't work anymore. And then my mom had this the cassette player. And she would play her gospel music and sing on. But like in the night I would go on the radio and re-record like my favorite songs over on the tape.
Right.
And like that's how I kind of built up my own little collection. And like that was my first little experiment with recording and stuff like that. And then I would plug in one of the cheap karaoke mics to the stereo system and then record over the tape, me singing over the song.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And I think there was a big gap in my life where I wasn't musically involved at all. I think that was a lot during school time and stuff like that. I was trying to figure out things. Actually, no. In high school, I was in a rap group named Prophets of Elijah, and we never rapped, but we always talked about doing it.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's interesting.
Prophets of Elijah. Okay.
Some of those guys actually went on to head the Trinidad wrestling thing. You guys see all over. They have in hot shots.
Oh, okay.
It's like full on WWE style wrestling.
I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like it's not raps because that's
just boxing.
Yes, that's boxing, but it's like full on like wrestling.
Like real wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not too cultured. That's so cool. It's so interesting when people end up and it past that reach.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the support thing though. So I know from family that support wasn't so there, but if you had to like create a vision for yourself of what support would look like for you, not necessarily from your family, but just anybody in, let's say, community wise, how could your community show support for you as a musician?
Just listen to my music. Just listen to my music, and I mean, you could like it and you may not like it. It may not be for you.
Yeah.
But just listen to it now. That's really all the support. Like that's all I could ask for. Because I feel like I've done a lot of work on the inside where I no longer seek external validation to that point where it overwhelms me now. Of course I like it, but just listen to music. Yeah.
It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like my mom too. Like just listen. Just listen.
Just try. Yeah.
That's cool. So, what about your biggest inspirations? So, I want to know. Say, give me about 3 of your biggest inspirations, music wise.
Yeah.
Trillfxce, number 1.
Okay.
Sound design god.
Okay.
Wait, that just sent me down a rabbit hole. Okay, I would say Trillfxce number 1. Always would be number 1 because like a lot of this, I feel like I relate to a lot of stuff, like the stuff that Trillfxce talks about, especially like in his live videos and his production stuff. And I internally I click with a lot of his work. Workflow and process, and is easier for me to understand when I look at his tutorials and stuff. And like ever since all through the years, I would look at Trillfxce as I just need to be, my sound needs to be as clean as Trillfxce's sound.
Right.
And
something to work towards.
Yeah, that's always, you know. I think I kind of I wouldn't say I'm there yet, but maybe that's just me second guessing myself. But I would say I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm close. Yeah. I'm learning and growing every day and, changing formulas and adjusting. And I would say, okay, so Trillfxce is number 1. There are so many people who have inspired me musically. I don't want to, like 3 is so.
Okay, so it doesn't probably have to be like an order. So probably just like.
Honestly, you could list as much as comes to mind. I want to give you free reign. So yeah.
Um, so actually, there's this band called Equipoise. It's a death metal band, but it's like black death metal, and there's this. They're one of the albums. They're one of their albums. Like really touched me, and like the lyrical content and everything. And I can't remember the name unless seeing the artwork in my head. Okay, we'll come back to that. But yeah, Equipoise, 100%. And so yeah, Trillfxce, Equipoise. I'm sorry if you guys don't know about that. It's very niche. It's very niche.
You introduced me to stuff.
And I would say lately, I've been very impressed by like Disclosure and Disclosure's tracks and the artists they collaborate with, and that warm sound that just filled your soul. I love Disclosure, and yeah, I think Disclosure is one of the levels to me, like the peak levels in production and music writing on a whole that I want to reach. That like that I just shit in good tracks all the time.
Yeah. It's consistent.
Consistently. And yeah, I think that's 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the album name. But Equipoise. They have a lot of albums, and yeah, they have some really interesting themes.
So, I know you said you wouldn't call yourself a DJ really, but I want to talk some more about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you get into DJing specifically?
I guess I got to the point in my career where I realized that because of the kind of music I make, which is primarily drum and bass and house music, because of the kind of music I make, I needed to take a different direction with things, I guess, and that was the next step. The next step was to DJ so that I could slip my tracks in, and get it known out there on the dance floor. Because I think like true hits are like born on the dance floor. It's not any industry baby music. Like I don't want to call nobody name, but yeah. But yeah,
I mean, this is something.
true music is born on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't connect with people first, then don't release it. Like yeah. So yeah, I got into DJing and just to play my own music, so like I wouldn't really look to play a lot of the parties or the festivals and stuff like that. But if there is a bass music event, I would most definitely want to be on that roster.
Right.
Yeah. So, how did Trillfxce reach to this point right now? Were you entirely self-taught? Like, what was the process there of you reaching to being so musically inclined?
I am 100% self-taught. I actually went to music school way after. I actually got a scholarship to music school and I never finished, but yeah. But I thought that music school it was a lot of things, I guess, but I just wanted to make music. That was, I wanted to get on to making music. And I started off in this small music school in Superior called Sunrise Mission Foundation. The head music teacher was a guy called Ashford Joseph. I think he was known as the blind man because he was a blind music teacher.
Okay.
But he's also Marshall Montana also credits him as part of the success because that was the first music school he also went to.
Okay.
And but to me, like going to music school there as well, like it just didn't connect because like soca music and reggae music, and those were primarily the genres, and gospel primarily the genres that they would try to teach you to play now. And there was one time a teacher in the school told my dad that I was moving too fast to the class, and I never went back to that class because it was just like, why am I here if I and all the Nirvana songs
Yeah.
on guitar and singing all the Simple Plan songs, all the Green Day songs. Why am I still in this class and then put me in a different class or try to
something?
But I think everybody's teaching style is also different, and but I kind of wayward and I like to do my own thing, and I have a kind of way where I just look at things and see the end of it and just either avoid it or go forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes both. So yeah,
I like that. I like the deviance because
I've always been deviant. I don't vote because I was a big punk rocker in my teenage days,
Right.
and anarchy is still
yeah.
a big thing to me. I mean, I agree with all the principles, obviously, but the core of what anarchy is something that is very dear to my heart. I don't vote because of that. So.
Right. I love that. Really getting into your mind.
The mind of Trillfxce. Wait, did we even Trillfxce? Carl, we didn't even introduce Trillfxce as Carl. Yeah. So
I don't like that name. That's my father name. But yeah, it's CJ Solano.
CJ Solano.
To you guys.
Your government name. Yeah.
CJ Solano Trillfxce.
Follow me on Facebook.
Who uses Facebook? Come on, dude.
Okay. So, as far as DJs go, right? Do you have DJs that you're inspired by, or not really?
Vex, DJ Vex, most definitely. Like he brought that spark back into my life. Where I felt like I met him at a time where I felt like I needed a team.
Yeah.
And I needed to move forward with music, and he was right there on the same level with me. And for months we would meet up in parties and we'd be like, we gotta link up now.
Yeah.
Link up now. And then one day he was like, hey, what? I come to you after work today. And after that was just magic. Like, we have real music for it.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That's all I could say.
I love that. I love when communities like yeah.
I feel like that's kind of similar with us, right? Because I mean, this podcast is like what are
We're both writers.
Yeah, we're both writers. True.
We're like,
why am I right? So I've been looking for new content.
hey, I would write on my blog like every month, so I'm somewhat up to date.
I am not.
I need to write for November, but
I haven't been feeling that spark recently.
because it's we're really going with the flow, and right now we're not talking zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Subscribe to Raven Rights on Island Shenanigans.
Yes, the plug. Big up you.
Yeah,
Big up.
big up CJ Solano.
Big up Trillfxce.
So music is art, right? So can you tell us more about your approach to art in general?
I don't force myself to try to make music. Like, music just forces itself onto me. And I think that's my approach. That's not my approach to everything else. Everything else I kind of try to force and push and probably move too fast. And I can have a patience problem. But yeah, with music, that's something that just, it happens. And like, if I don't write music in a while, I will have to write music. Or I will be spiraling. And I wouldn't know why I spiraling
Until you do it.
until I write music.
Yeah.
That's
I think that's the same.
yeah, like when we ourselves, because art is such an outlet for us, it's like because you haven't released your outlet for so long, it's like you have all of this emotion and everything pent up inside you until you find your form of art to release. Yeah, and then when you do it, it's like you feel this kind of weight. Yeah, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, it's my baby.
A child is born. You got fun now.
Yeah, like
I actually know like the definition of music by heart because I had to write penance in music school. And so music is the art of combining vocal and instrumental chords in harmonious and expressive ways. And that's it.
That's stuck.
that really stuck, yeah. I have a question before we move on to Raven's question, right? If you had to choose like one of your songs, like I know you have obviously a lot out there, right? But if you had to choose one of your absolute favorite songs out there, what song would it be?
Big Body.
Gotcha. Okay, Big Body.
Nah, definitely tell us about that then. Tell us more about that song, the process of like.
It's just like the lyric says, you know, like looking through the rave and through the carnival. Every time you miss me, I want that big body, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's
simple as that.
Simple as that.
I get more simple. Okay, so that was a good song recommendation, and as your music.
That is my music, yeah.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Spotify, everywhere. I think the most, prolific release, it's a house track actually released in 2023 on an Italian label called Golden Factory Records, and the song is called Everything. That seems to be the people's favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not your favorite.
Not so much. But yeah, you know, like writing your own music and then like listening to it so much, and yeah. Big up Joe Ming for busting the track on the floor first thing first.
I love that.
That's really big enough. Like a lot of other DJs, like local DJs as well. That's really nice.
That's important because, of course, international influence and experience is good, but to be inspired by people on the ground floor, you know. So at some point, we will have Bex and Joming on the podcast as well, so we can get to know them a little bit more. But starting here, I very curious about your mind, you know. So, what's your songwriting process? Like, I know you said you just let things flow, right?
Okay, so I would sometimes I would start with a melody first, or I'd probably start with a chord progression, and then bass and drums and fill it in, and then record vocals. Vocals is usually the last thing I work on.
Okay.
And then I would be mixing, and that stage is just it's not sounding right. And then
just going back to the drawing board,
and then write the next song.
So, how much songs do you have out now? Like, if you can remember.
In EDM, probably like 8.
Oh wow!
But in death metal, I released 3 EPs, which is extended plays, little albums, like 8 songs, 3 to 8 songs, and like about 10 to 12 singles. Yeah, under different names. One of my projects was called Emioment, and we actually signed to Stay Sleazy Productions, which is a death metal label in the US.
Okay.
It was me being a one-man band for a very long while and making up members in the bio and that kind of stuff. But I was producing like music for a whole band, so it was, you know, it was a short stint. I mean, it wasn't that marketable, but at the same time, I learned a lot from it. And like, I think back at that moment, that was the first time I was ever like signed to a record label for anything. And because of the situation and the stuff that was going on in my personal life at the time, I look back now and I see that was something I wanted. I wanted to get signed to a record label ever since I discovered that I wanted to be a musician, right? Mm-hmm. And that happened and that went by, and it didn't feel like an accomplishment. It didn't feel like what I thought it would now. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the beginning of me learning to manage my expectations and live in the moment. Because you don't manage your expectations, you won't disappoint yourself.
Yeah.
You will set yourself up for disappointment. And I think I have a perfectionist kind of thing too. Like I try to never make any mistakes at all, and that has caused me to mess up sometimes.
Because I mean, especially as a artist,
Yeah.
as a musician, I guess, but mostly as an artist, you have to give yourself that grace. Like, I don't think art and perfectionism could exist together. I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot of times you would say, for example, writing, right? Like sometimes I would write a piece, and like in my head, I'm like, I know this could be better,
I do have that.
but at the same time, it's like, if I keep waiting and waiting, like I know I might never put it out.
Yeah.
And it's like so many things like in my head all at once. Sometimes you never know that waiting for that perfection, like that piece to be so perfect, it hinders your like what you already have in that way.
I think I learned that. I think I started to learn that. Like, just put it out, get over it, and the next one will be better.
Yeah, and you just learn from it.
Yeah.
I think every artist, like no matter how you channel that inspiration, we all eventually come to learn this lesson.
Yeah.
About just put your stuff out. Put your stuff out.
Yeah. You never
Don't be
know
hard on yourself.
what might be the outcome. You never know who might
Hear
see your
it, be
work.
inspired by it.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times you would see so many artists putting on their work. I'm like, there was so unsure, and like when they put it out, the kind of love and support that they receive, it's really wonderful. And
I'm curious though about your experience working with a label as a defiant archetype, I guess. Like, how was that experience?
Well, actually, working with death metal labels, I guess, is a lot different because we're all part of that same culture, the defiant culture.
Right.
So there would obviously be the business side of things, but it was pretty much straightforward. It wasn't that much of a big deal, I guess, on the broad spectrum of things, but it was the start of something for me.
Yeah.
And it was a small, like, I think it was even like a home run label. There were a lot of bands on that label, a lot of local US bands and stuff like that. And I was the only guy from here, and I think they thought that was our entire band, but it was just me.
That's actually so wild, like how much things you did.
Yeah.
Like you just listen up, like, yeah, I did this. One Obama's here, like you're signed to these labels, like all these things that you're saying it casually, but like it is amazing that you were able to have those experiences and you got yourself there.
I don't know, like it just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I just want more. I just need to be better, and like I don't think, and I also think too, like I realize, like I'm 30 now, and I realize that you don't get things until you're ready for it, and you don't get to places until you're ready for it, and more and more I'm starting to realize like that's something that you can't really change.
Yeah.
Until you're ready for it, you can try all out, and sometimes if you get it prematurely, it might kill you. So it's just,
no exaggeration.
So true. I always, like, I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason and everything falls into place at the right time.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, we might say, like, on our last episode, we were talking about adulting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we were talking about how when you're an adult and there's certain expectations to achieve certain things by a certain age.
Yeah.
And, like, that goes to as well to say, like, your personal goals and expectations you want to achieve by a certain age. But sometimes what you want for yourself, the universe has other plans for you. And sometimes it's bigger and better.
Yeah.
And you really do have to, sometimes you're pushing yourself so hard, you have to give yourself that grace.
Yeah.
And slow down a little bit and say, you know what? Maybe it's all for a reason.
that's not for all your slackers though. Because like a lot of you like to say, what am I gonna do next week?
Yeah.
And well, I can't leave because of this.
Different.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
But
Like,
finish that message.
There are a lot of people that you always find an excuse not to do it, right? But you always look like you're gonna look back and be like, if I started this 10 years ago, I could have been here. And it's like, you want to live a life of what if, so you want to just figure it out. It's like, if it fail, and
you try again.
Yeah.
Try something else, try something better.
yeah.
It's all about trying and seeing what works, what doesn't work. And I mean, as an artist too, like there's so many different venues you could take. Sometimes you start with one thing and end up doing something totally
different.
Yeah.
You have to be open to that. Things being different from how you planned it.
Definitely.
To me, it's about getting failures out of the way. So
I like that perspective. Yeah.
They're gonna feel, they're gonna hurt, but like just get out of the way and move forward. Yeah, that's it.
I saw a post that was like, if you knew you were 25 failures away from your goal, what would you do? Get all the failures out. And that perspective actually changed things to me, because you cannot be afraid to fail.
I also think that like we are truly our greatest enemy.
Yeah.
That shell is created inside your head that just exists in you. And like, there are things that are facts and there are things that are belief, and like it can't be the same. It's either you believe or you know.
Yeah.
And like that's just the basis of it. Like, as much as we want to believe things, we know that it's not possible, or we know that it's possible, and it's just up to you. And like all that internal dilemma and all kind of thing, like black and white, like like not all things are that clear cut, obviously.
Yeah, but some things.
Yeah, some things, and most of the time, like that gut feeling is always tell you. Yeah, once it's not emotionally driven, because that's another thing that I think, like making decisions and making plans based on emotions, geez, that is messy up.
Especially fear, I find.
I think I am privy to that. I'm a very emotional person, and I make a lot of decisions based
from that.
Yeah, and it's been like, I have to make decisions based on reality and based on what is facts and not what I'm feeling. But it's hard to
sometimes, especially with intuition, right?
Yeah,
differentiating between what is intuitive guidance and what is like just a feeling that is not necessarily like something I need to follow through on.
Yeah,
it's a process.
Yeah, as with it's everything.
Yeah, but I think art helps with that.
It definitely does.
If I use my art as like a channel for my feelings, then my intuition is clearer, because like feelings are out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable talking about your failures? Like, if you could remember something that didn't go right, but things like worked out well towards the end after you moved past that failure.
Yeah, like there was a time not so recently that I had to move in the same time I was freelancing, and so financial stability was not there. And the moment that I knew I had to move was the moment that everything I was working for the last 4 years just dropped on my lap. And it was like, come on, work and do what you want to do, and work on music and work, in a studio and get things done. And like for years I've been sending out my resume to studios all over Trinidad and like applying to different little things, but I mean, I am nobody from nowhere. So there's also that factor, and this something just opened up in the avenue, and like all the years that I felt that I left behind, because for like what it was like from 2019 to early 2024. I was a director in an IT company, Solid Systems. Actually, we were the first people to bring Huawei Cloud to Trinidad, and that was a huge accomplishment for everybody. But like, to me, it was like, this is not what I want to be celebrating.
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to celebrate this. Like,
It's not your dream.
yeah, I want to be playing on stage or doing something other than conforming, and you know. Sorry.
Sure.
So, what would you say to this date in your entire musical career? Like, what is one of your proudest moments that you've ever experienced? It doesn't have to be a biggest, but was your personal proudest moment?
40,000 streams on Spotify in less than a month. I'm gonna track everything.
What? Big up you, big up you.
I was like, I like this thing.
Like that big batty.
But which one was it?
It was everything. That
Okay,
the name
just,
was everything. Yeah,
Alright. Okay. Yeah, the people's choice.
yeah. The people's choice.
Okay.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, 40,000 streams is not a large number, but it is to me,
It's
right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
It's if you think about it.
as an upcoming artist, when I say upcoming artist, anybody who is from the creative realm, putting their work out there, even if it's 5 people, like
Yeah.
I was showing Raven our stats, right? And I mean, compared to a lot of people, it's a little, but to me and to us,
Like who knows?
I'm screenshotting and I'm like, Raven, look at this, look at this. Like, it's like, and it's a proud moment for me and a proud moment for us. And it's, again, it's not where we want to be, right? But like,
Yeah.
think, like, in the future, but like, for right now,
Yeah.
we are very, very proud of that. As being proud of
Every step.
every step of the way, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you good. I mean, you come so fuck people in your studio.
Yeah. New setup.
It's kind of get tied up there, like talking about the proud, because like I'm like this really so excited and so proud. It's like my words get jumbled up in the mix of me talking. It happens a lot.
It's okay.
Ah,
I want to ask, or you want to ask something?
oh no, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, if you had to give some advice to aspiring musicians or like people who want to express themselves through sound, right? What would what advice would you give to them?
Don't take no advice from somebody, you know, stupider than you. Like, that's just it. If you know what you're hearing, and you know, now you think, you know, just keep making music and just keep putting it out. Like, I think for me, one of the things is like I just need to keep putting out more music and be more active on social media and that kind of stuff. I'm also very introverted, like just working in corporates and stuff like that taught me to just talk. But
Yeah.
I am very introverted and I don't really like interactions that much, but at the same time I do, but you know, I have my time.
Yeah. Like big up you.
Yes.
Yeah, the camera is open to the people.
Talking and things, yeah, right?
So we talk about your favorites, your inspirations. If you had to choose one song right now that you cannot stand, or if you want to give us like a couple, like what would that be?
Yeah.
I want to call out nobody in the apple.
This is unfiltered.
It's not hating.
It's not,
It's
yeah.
just-
I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Yes.
I can tell you, a song that I love very much. I guess so.
What's a song that you love?
When you're down here, I just the composition, the vocals,
Yeah,
the drums, like it's like that's like soca, and that's like what I think.
Yeah.
Soca,
That's
soca,
good
soca.
soca.
Yeah, that's good soca. A song that I can't stand, that many songs I can't stand. I can't stand any Bob Marley songs. That's just me personally.
Right.
You can come from me. But yeah, I really not a fan of Bob Marley, and you know, so like I think in the early 2000s or something, like these Jamaican people, I think it's rockers or something, like they re-recorded all of the hits, like all the American hits, like Whitney Houston, all these songs into this reggae thing. And it's just like this one long reggae song, and Maxis love to blast it.
I know
old people
exactly
love
what
to
you're
blast
talking
it.
about.
And it's like all these songs you know and you love reggaeized
Kate,
into two chords and like think. I can't think on that.
I like sometimes I would like hear the rhythm like or hear the start the song like I get excited like yes and then I hear the rest of the singing the vocals and I'm like what is this? yeah. It's like I don't know if it's like a CD or something. So I have a little I don't know if to call this like a special request or something.
Okay.
So like I know you were talking about death metal, right? And being a vocalist. So yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. If you're comfortable enough to share some vocal, I don't know what to call it, like a
little snippet.
a little something.
A little taste.
This is Trillfxce and you're tuned in to Unfiltered.
I like that.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. You know, that was so we gave him some, you know, things to prepare because you know we don't want to be put everybody on the spot too much. You know, there's still some things we'll talk about that anyways. So I'm going off too much right now. I'm going off. Anyways, back on track. So is there anything I want to ask you again?
Yes, I could make good duck. Everybody say my duck hand and my curry hand.
I love it.
Yeah, it is my curry hand.
Yeah, ready. That river line.
Yes.
And then.
Yeah, that.
So you could cook, you could sing, you could write songs. What else you could do?
Live.
Yeah.
What can't you do? What's something?
Yeah.
That's true. What's something that you can't do?
Many things. Ride a bike. I can't ride a bike.
I don't know if I could now, but I used to be able to.
I've never ridden a bike before.
Okay.
And I don't intend to.
Well,
I can
it's
run.
good to learn.
I can run real fast, trust.
Okay.
Trust. My ancestors on my father's side from the plains. Trust.
Okay, it's cool. So, let me see. We really enjoyed having you today as the first official DJ, musician, DJ slash musician slash producer slash chef slash whatever else on the show here today. And I want to go just a little bit into the Weekend Rave Relief. Because I know that's a show put together on Sundays for all the DJs and stuff, right? So how is it like playing every single Sunday? I know like you were saying that you wouldn't necessarily call yourself a DJ, but from that going to playing every single Sunday, how has that been for you? How has that been?
Stress, as you guys know, but I love it. I love every part of it. I can't say I would want to be anywhere else on a Sunday. I love everybody who tune in, everybody who comments on the chat, everybody who like and follow. We actually crossed 100 followers today, and that's real vibes. Like, thanks for all that love, and you know, like all the DJs who've been passing through, and thanks to everybody, solely Arundel. Like people who they're here even though they're not playing, and they're just helping get things down low. Big up Justin forever for all the little odds and ends, and big up Kimani. Also, like he is the general manager over here at Jensen, and for giving us this opportunity and letting us just do our thing, you know. And for me, the Weekend Rave Relief is just about playing music and giving back to the community and kind of creating, you know, my own little community, because I've never been good at joining cliques or groups. I've never been that guy, you know. So I
Creative.
Yeah, trendsetter.
Yeah, trendsetter. I love that. Yeah. I love it's a honor being able to work alongside y'all.
Yeah.
You know,
Likewise.
doing podcast things, y'all doing music things, and we're all building this one thing.
Yeah.
It's like we're a little family here. So
it really does feel like that. And on Sundays, even though it's a little bit chaotic on Sundays sometimes, like when we do everything at once, I really look forward to my Sundays now, and I look forward to my weekends, knowing that I get to see everybody, and everybody just doing their thing and in their realm. It is really lovely to finally work together with so many other like-minded people.
Yeah.
And while at finding like what I want to do at the same time, and it's like I find that and find my people kind of like at the same time,
and we're all growing together.
Yes, yeah, it really does feel great. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
If you could, if you had to visualize like where this would be, like Gen 10 Radio in, let's say, 3 years, like what's your vision for it? How do you see it?
As big as the BBC, as big as the BBC Radio 1 dance show specifically. Like I just want to create that little pocket for us here in the Caribbean. I think Vex and I, like, we came together with that one thing inside to make that little pocket where electronic musicians and people like us who just came in, or unaware of all these things, but just want to make good music and share good music, and that's really what it's about, like sharing with the community and vibing with everybody on a Sunday evening.
That really goes to show how big community plays a part in all of this, and how important it is to, like, you really can't do this on your own.
It takes you up to a point. Like, you'll do your inner work, you'll push and you'll drive, but at some point, at that sweet spot is like you just meet people and then form that community. And I'm grateful that we're at that point now with each other.
And everything kind of like just the puzzle pieces
fit in,
fit right in. And so I look forward to hearing some more projects from you.
Yeah, we dropping at least one track before you get that.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Can't wait. You want to give us a little sneak peek, right? So, what genre are we talking about here? What genre? That's the only sneak peek I'm asking for. If you could reveal that much.
I think it might just be a chutney song.
Come on, dude.
Top detective.
You guys are just on a wait and find out. It's like, I can't
damn.
There's just so much. It's so much in the books,
We're excited.
But always think with the choice. Keep your own.
That's
okay.
This was nice.
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you for
having me.
We'll see you all next week with another episode of Unfiltered. Bye, guys.
Later.